Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys who are either contemplating a weight loss plan or you've had weight loss surgery, bariatric surgery, gastric bypass, and maybe you're in the sort of place where you feel like you're doing okay, but maybe you're losing motivation. And so this is for being able to figure out how to stick to the plan that you've got in the long term. So we can all sort of do diets and we all get into kicks where we're eating healthy and we're exercising. But being able to figure out a way where we can fit that into our life long term is the key to successfully maintaining weight loss, and this being a true lifestyle change versus a diet. And so, one thing that I found really helps people that are losing weight or people that have lost weight and have kept it off is a reward system. So, something that you can look forward to, something that helps you shift what you define as quality of life, what you define as celebration, what you define as reinforcement and reward. Okay. So, for a lot of you, that used to be food. Food was the thing that was easy. You could go to a restaurant, you could celebrate, you can connect, you can be social, you can nurture. It's easy to do in your own house, and so it becomes the reward. The problem is that it's not rewarding over time, and we have issues like chronic pain and sleep apnea and hypertension and diabetes. And so, this reward system is a, a, a thing that you may have to be more creative in terms of thinking about what rewards you, and it might take a little bit more effort to do these things. So, for instance, a reward now might be being able to go for a long hike, this indulgent, hour to 2 hour hike with your dog or with your family, where you might otherwise say, I don't have enough time for that. I just have to do a quick run and then I have to get on with my life. Allowing yourself to see walking, hiking, being out in nature as indulgent versus food as indulgent, right? Um, Looking at a massage or a pedicure or a facial as being your reward. So let's say that you have been able to sit through all of the crave waves, all of the peak triggers, and you are really, really having a hard time. You're struggling. You're feeling like, I don't know if I can do this for the rest of my life. And so it's really, really important in this moment to have something that you're looking forward to at the end of the week. This is where we blow off steam. No longer is it through food that we blow off steam, but through whatever this reward is. So it could be that you go to a movie in the daytime. It could be that you get together with an old friend. It could be that you do a little road trip. It could be that you play hooky from work for a day. It could be a day of just laying in bed with a cup of tea and your favorite book. Whatever it is, I want you to take a few minutes and write down what are those things that really make you feel like you're living life. What are those things that maybe you waste time, you feel like you're wasting time, but it's really, really good and you feel like you're living life after you've done it. Maybe it's going fishing, maybe it's tinkering on a car or some sort of DIY project that you have at home. Maybe it's like organizing your cabinets, maybe that makes you feel really good. Sit for a moment and think of all of the things that can serve as rewards for you, because these are the things that are going to get you through the month to month, the week to week, the day to day, or even the hour to hour. And so, obviously, planning a trip or a vacation is not something that you can do every day or even every week, but thinking of rewards on those different levels. So, you can do an hour by hour reward, which might be like 10 minutes of just meditation. It could be a 20-minute nap, whatever that is. You can do weekly rewards, monthly rewards, and maybe yearly rewards. So you want to have different levels of these rewards, and you don't want to just sort of hold it in your mind, right? Because I think a lot of you guys can get this concept of just shift what I do to reward myself to something other than food. And that's a good concept and that's a good start. But if you don't have these things in mind, you won't do them. And so the idea is to have different levels of these rewards and then figuring out what are you doing in exchange for these rewards. Maybe it's a week of no desserts, no carbs, and you get to go to a really fun concert. Whatever that is, I want you to think about all of those things that help reward you. And one thing that I really have found is helpful for weight loss patients is keeping a list, usually in your phone or something that's on your person. So it could be, a piece of paper. If you're old school, you could just, write it down, but you want to make sure that you're carrying it with you at all times. And you want to have a lot of these different lists. So as you're doing my Full from Within program, whether you're doing the mini, the free version, or you're doing the ultimate, the full version, you're going to have a lot of different opportunities to make these lists. And so you want to have these different levels of lists so that you can easily reference them when you need them. Your coping skills, your happy list, your rewards list, all of this stuff, you want to have it close to you because this is your number one priority for the next year. In any sort of addiction recovery program, that is one thing that we really, really ask people to recognize is that for this next year, while in recovery from food addiction, this is your primary goal. Your food addiction is your baby. So you really, really have to think about everything in your life in terms of this unhealthy attachment to food. And so having all of these lists handy will really, really help you with this. If you have not already checked out my course, you can check it out at schoolofselfhelp.teachable.com. I have a Full from Within mini course, which is free. You can check it out. And then if you like that, check out the Full from Within ultimate version that has a lot more of these tips in it. Thanks, guys.